Welcome, everybody, to the Cancel Me Later podcast. We are on episode 5 now. We got a new guest in the house tonight, Mr. Just August. As usual, we got the co-host Rachel, we got co-host John, and the man, the myth, the legend of the hour, him, also known as Zach McClanahan, running for U.S. Senate in Illinois. So tonight, we got some fun topics to discuss. It's more of like a societal / philosophical type of podcast, but we do have a couple other things we'll go over. So big topics are AI, the social media effect on kids / social media trial, and the degradation of society. So before we get into the topic of AI, I thought this is a very appropriate video, which is from one Jurassic Park. If the video lets me play it.
Jurassic Park.
It's thinking about letting me play it. It doesn't want me to play it.
Come on, damn it.
It's being lame. All right, well, we'll start talking about AI while I get the video going, because apparently it worked before. Now it doesn't want to work.
You should talk to AI about it.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I should talk.
All
right, so
it doesn't want to be talked about.
Yes,
it doesn't want to be talked about. So I see an impending AI apocalypse coming in to play here. There's going to be massive amounts of jobs that are going to be just ripped off, including most recently, I think we had a large amount of jobs from Amazon being cut. I do have a video for that. So let's get into that video, because that one actually wants to work.
Yeah, let's see. We'll find out.
All right.
Amazon with big layoffs as they spend billions on artificial intelligence. The company shedding 14,000 corporate jobs, around 4% of their workforce. UPS cutting 48,000 jobs as they cut back on the number of Amazon shipments that they handle. Fox Business correspondent Lydia Hu is here. Lydia, it's great to see you. Obviously, this is a big story. We're seeing a huge shift.
Yeah, and you can really see the ripple effect here from Amazon into UPS. What's really interesting to see is that Amazon is really taking center stage. They are the second largest private employer in the country. So in so many ways, they're a litmus test for what's going on in the greater economy and the labor economy. Interesting to see that today where they're announcing big layoffs in the workforce. Usually you'd see a stock tank. That would indicate some trouble, some worries. But I'm looking at the stock right now, trading about 1% higher at the moment. Why? It's because investors are encouraged by the efficiency and the transformation that is being made through artificial intelligence. Amazon is spending big bucks, billions of dollars, $83 billion last year, more this year on transforming with artificial intelligence. And there's real pressure on the company and so many other companies that are also facing this to really produce efficiency. And this, unfortunately for the workers, is one way in which investors are going to want to see that. They want to see that companies can do more with less, do the same with not as many workers.
All right. So what are your thoughts on Amazon being one of many companies to start laying off thousands and thousands of employees just so they could replace it with AI, and taking away the purpose and livelihood of people that may have went to college for all of this stuff?
I think we knew it was coming, right? I mean, It's going to happen. It's it's a hard thing you toss up about, like, the idea of it. I mean, it makes sense. But people losing jobs to AI is like a crazy thing to think about. It's hard to really be on board with it. But it's going to create jobs too. You know what I mean? You're going to have a bunch of work coming in behind AI, maintenance, different things like that. Whatever algorithm type shit they have going on. It's gonna create jobs as they go too. So I don't know what that's gonna look like, but it's kind of sit right in the middle with it for me.
I think we need to get rid of all the illegals.
That's
open up the job market.
Love it.
That's the only chance we have. It all connects. I think it all connects.
So my only
There's
concern
positives
is,
and negatives,
is that with the advancement of AI, there's going to be a lot of jobs that are going to be lost, and we're going to be turning a lot of a lot of jobs into like, automation and robotics now as well.
Yeah.
Not just with AI, usage, like, small things like office stuff, advertising, marketing videos, all that stuff will probably be taken over by AI. So I do have a couple points to bring up here. I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen.
Well, while you're doing
see a
that,
lot of.
no, you go. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say you are gonna see a lot of jobs just like that. When it comes to automation and shit like that, you're gonna see a lot of jobs coming in. There's still gonna be like middle, nothing like too wild, like extraordinary shit. Factory type jobs, people working on these robots and different things. So, hopefully, it won't be as bad as it seems like it will be.
Oh, actually, it probably will be. So here we go. We got some general AI impact on the U.S. job market. 30% of current U.S. jobs could be automated by 2030. 60% will have significantly modified by AI, which means that about 300 million jobs could be lost to AI globally, representing 9.1% of all jobs worldwide. Like, I don't even think that calculates a lot of like the influencer stuff and music, and like video games can be made with AI, movies can be made with AI. And I mean, I have a film degree. I've worked on set, and I can tell you there's a lot of people that work on a film set. And you take that ability away. I mean, I think these numbers are actually on the low end. I think it's going to be a lot higher. And I believe that, with this impact, people are going to be looking for a purpose in life, because, if they're not starting families and they're not having a career driven lifestyle, like, what do you think these people are going to do then? Are they just going to turn to like, drug use or like sex all the time, porn watching? I mean, we've seen it already in our society, what happens when you destroy the nuclear family. And then when you start to take jobs away by bringing in, millions of illegal immigrants to take all those lower wage jobs, people lose their purpose. And then suddenly they're working on a protest against ICE. So I do think that this could be a pretty major impact. If you want to, take the moment, anybody else, just pause your screen when you're watching the replay and read some of this stuff, because I think it's really important that we understand the impact that AI is going to have on the global job market, and more importantly, what it's going to have, the type of impact it's going to have with people's purposes in life. What do you guys think?
I think if I was a mom of a boy, I have 2 daughters, but I think especially a boy, I would probably be raising them more to go towards trade. If that's the case, like if I see that, if I see the writing on the wall,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I would teach them to work with their hands more practically, maybe, opposed to being in front of a computer. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just thinking about that right now. We do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we need that anyway. I mean,
yeah.
I was thinking about this last night. I was working on some stuff for the campaign, and they don't have like shop class and mechanics and shit like that in high school like they did when I was in high school. You know what I mean? You're 100% right. I mean, parents need to be getting their kids interested in things like that for sure.
What do you think, August?
Yeah, August.
Come on. So, I'm kind of torn a little bit, because I don't know if we're in the 4th industrial revolution or the 5th right now. And most industrial revolutions are just bloody as hell. Like it just happens. It is part of the process. They get mean, they get nasty. You start having massive job losses in the beginning of them. But then what ends up happening in the end is that jobs we've never even heard of or thought of before that industrial revolution start coming forward. So I don't know where we're at in this history. Are we in the 4th, like people will say we're in the 4th industrial revolution currently. But I don't know if the 4th is over and we're already going on to the 5th one. And now that, the 4th is only between the 2000s to present. That's 20-year revolution, So I think that there's a good chance that was a 20-year, and then we have another 10-year after that, where it's another next industrial revolution where everything goes to complete chaos for a little while, where everybody's trying to sort out. We have major kind of, not just that, but we have economic issues. Because we do have all those layoffs, and if you look at the American economy right now, we're spiraling up. We're like Venezuela when they started going downhill, as far as like printing money, and the fiat's just basically hosed. So I could see us in that kind of fifth industrial revolution, but I could also picture us having jobs that we've never even heard of before. Like right now,
what?
AI engineer is one that
Okay.
nobody's ever thought of, and they're already making degrees for it.
Huh.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think it's very much similar to like when we started having, factory machinery come in, there's people that still need to run the factory machinery, but the amount of people that were doing the job before the factory machinery was much, much higher. And I think you're just going to keep seeing that little less worker every single time as you go on. So obviously I would definitely push people to do more small, medium businesses, more restaurants, more like custom wood making. Because God, who wants to keep buying crap from freaking IKEA? Let's get some solid oak or cherry or some wood, desk or something. I think that's really important. But I am concerned with the social welfare system being kind of like used up quite a bit when you see these jobs completely remove people out of the marketplace, and they're not quite sure what they're going to do next. Because I can't imagine that their severance pay is going to be long enough for them to find out a new career. Because if you went into computer programming to program AI and now you don't have a job, chances are you're not going to get hired by too many other companies. Plus, you're also going to be dealing with the competition of all the other people that got fired with you. So it's gonna take that job market. It's gonna crush it. So now you have people that are going to be going on unemployment, potentially welfare, potentially
that's
food
what I was
stamps.
thinking.
So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I think about is, how is that going to hurt our social welfare system? I think Elon Musk once mentioned universal high income. And I'm like, well, who would pay for that?
Explain
UBI.
that.
Well, it seemed pretty, straightforward. Like you would get a stipend check from the government for just existing within or being a citizen of that country. But like, who's going to pay for that? Is the government going to print the money? Go ahead, August.
Right.
Yeah, so with that one, basically, it's not the government printing the money; it's the big AI companies and the big, large companies that are laying off those jobs that would be, in theory, right? This is all theoretical. I don't believe in any kind of like programs like this. Just in general, I don't think they work, because I think it destroys society even worse. Because giving people giving people free money with nothing to do is like idle hands, devil playground, But the idea is that the corporations basically pay into taxes. Those taxes go to the public. Everybody gets a universal basic income. So everybody gets X amount of dollars. It's enough to survive for every single person. Then if you work, you get more. And that's kind of the idea behind UBI. It was that he ran for like president.
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang, thank you, was the one that kind of came up with this thing.
Sounds socialist almost.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
Sounds like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. I don't like it at all.
No.
I think that's a horrible way to incentivize anyone to become creative, to search outside their norm, to grow, to I think Zach touched on this before, and he's absolutely right. When you have the necessity, when you become a father, he's talked about this in a space, when you become a father and you have dependents, you do whatever you have to do to feed your family. So I don't like that at all. I don't know.
I don't think it's necessary. Sometimes you think like, how far will this AI shit go? Maybe something like that is going to be what has to happen, but I don't think so. I think that we'll see a lot of jobs pack on as AI comes in, or automation anyway, right? You'll see a lot of maintenance jobs, because it's still going to be money, right? Time is money. They're going to be loading this shit in, getting shit out the door as fast as they can, right? So the more machine that comes in, the faster they speed these things up. I mean, the more people they're going to bring in to make it all happen. So it may not cover every job lost, but I think a lot of
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's still going to be way less than the jobs originally. And like I said, purpose, I think, is extremely important, because people without purpose, they live, a very, pleasure fulfilled life where they just keep seeking out anything that, keeps their mind happy and preoccupied. I think what they say is an empty mind is where the devil likes to play. And I think you're going to have that a lot because, for some people, it's a family raising their kids. For other people, it's a career and keeping your mind constantly thinking about, what you're going to do at your job next or what's your next big, invention, so on and so forth. And I think that's more important to a human being than just sitting there and living life's pleasures out. I mean, everybody, if you're young, yeah, it's freaking great. I could go out there and play sports every single day, but at some point in your life, you're going to get tired of it. A lot of people get tired of it. And you hear this a lot.
We've already seen that fail.
Yes.
We've already seen that fail.
Absolutely.
We've already seen the welfare, system on a different level, but
yeah,
it's an example of it, and it's completely failed.
Yeah, for sure.
It has totally crippled the Black community, which is so sad. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's definitely something to think about.
What throws me off is that we can't even talk about how that has impacted Black communities without being called a racist. Like
I don't care.
It made it impossible to even talk about it.
I don't even care anymore. It's like,
you can cancel us later.
You're not allowed to talk about how bad Democrats fuck over everyone, including especially Black communities.
Especially the Black community. Democrats are not their friend.
Well, Black people won't call you racist for talking about it. Just Democrats, liberals, white women mostly.
I know.
Yeah,
that's true.
I will say, like, one of the things is that so the welfare system's designed to break up families in general. So like you can't have if husband works, wife doesn't, you need a little bit extra assistance because you need some food or whatever it is like that, right? His income based onto the family. If he leaves the family, then his income no longer applies, and now you can be on it for life. And I think that's one of the things is that lifetime dependency system that a lot of people like. It kills these families because the husband just leaves, and then the family gets money from the state, and the state, the nanny states there for them. And that's the thing with UBI too, is that if we start bringing that in, it's going to destroy the nuclear family. And I think that's the important thing is bring back the nuclear family. Sorry, Rachel, but get women out of the workforce.
Sorry.
As many as
I
possible.
agree with that. I am not a feminist at all.
No. Get women out of the workforce and get them back into the house, raising the kids and stuff like that.
100%.
And have the single income family versus dual income family is going to be an important part of the next revolution.
I don't know if y'all have ever heard me mention this before or not, but I'm a huge fan of survival of the fittest. I don't like universal basic anything, man. Like I guess some people need hope, but I don't think. Maybe I should stop.
No, don't stop. Keep going.
I should probably stop. There's so many lazy fucks, man. They don't want to do shit. They just want handouts all the time.
It's true.
All the fucking time. That's all they want, dude. They deserve everything. They're entitled to everything. They shouldn't have to do a fucking thing for anything. So that's kind of soured my views on helping people almost entirely.
Yeah.
Well, the next problem that I have personally with AI is like the generative AI, the AI chatbots. And I have a video here about parents talking about what happened to their kids.
On the last night of his life, Sul messaged, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" The chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king."
Another parent whose son used the same platform said she didn't even recognize who he'd become after using it.
Within months, he went from being happy, social teenager to somebody I didn't even recognize. He stopped eating and bathing. He lost 20 pounds. He withdrew from our family. He would yell and scream and swear at us, which he never did that before. And one day, he cut his arm open with a knife in front of his siblings and me. I had no idea the psychological harm that an AI chatbot could do until I saw it in my son.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to the rest of the video in a minute. I would like some thoughts.
Can you
about what that
explain?
mother had to
Okay,
go
can you
through.
just explain exactly what a chat box does?
So basically, it's a generative AI that talks to you. It's like an online friend that can sit there and have a conversation with you.
Mhm.
But they seem to become extremely manipulative, and they're able to coerce somebody because, like, you got to remember when we hit COVID, we locked these kids up, and when we locked these kids up and they weren't able to go outside or go to school or play, sports or whatever, they started living online, and when they started living online, that's when they started finding their online friends, which is what a chatbot is. So these chatbots will sit there and almost simulate a real life friend to them, but there is a lot of nefariousness behind it.
I don't want to be too crazy here, but do you think a teenager went from perfectly happy and healthy and just doing teenager shit to cutting his arm open in 2 months? Right?
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, they're hormonal, and you go through, like, maybe they were dejected from a girl that he had a crush on or something.
Yep.
Or was getting bullied at school continually.
Yep.
And so it was just right there. But it's hard when you have siblings and you have parents that may have to work, and you're in a school for 8 hours a day, almost 9 hours a day sometimes. It's hard to be that integrated and intentional in your teenager's life, I think. I honestly think that you need to be more intentional in a teenager's life sometimes than even when they're young, especially now. It's sad. That is so heartbreaking. It sounds so demonic,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
I'm not like saying anything about that woman in particular, obviously. It just seems wild to me. I have I talk about it in spaces a lot. I feel like parents have just withdrawn from their children entirely anyway, So I don't know that just happens one day and you had no idea it was coming. Maybe if you fucking paid attention,
Sure.
Oh, there's no doubt about that too.
Sure.
I'm on the side with Mike. I'm on the side with Mike, Zach. I seen Mike in the chat. But no, so I'm on that side with Zach because of the fact that we had COVID, we had all these things that really screwed up our kids to begin with, and then you had the AI chatbots. You had Roblox. I mean, I think Roblox is one of the worst things. I think it's even worse than any chatbot there is possibly. They just had two girls, 12 and 15, just get kidnapped off somebody that they met on Roblox. They got on Snapchat, and the guy drove like hundreds of miles to go pick these kids up, and they just went
crazy.
with them. Yep. This just happened.
I didn't know, but here's the thing: I didn't know anything about any of that until it started coming out, until it was like, parents, get your kids off Roblox. I was like, oh, I didn't even know. I got them off of all of that, but it's crazy. I think it's new territory for a lot of parents too. I really do.
All right.
I just think there has to be something else there in order for the, because you're obviously not like reading what the chatbot's saying to your child at very least.
Sure.
At the very least, you don't know what the child's reading, and you should be well aware.
Absolutely should. Yes, I totally agree. I
think the other thing that we also have to understand is, due to vaccines, we have a laundry list of mental health problems like ADHD and autism and OCD, and you develop these quick patterns and this compulsiveness to keep going back and talking with your chatbot, especially if you don't have a lot of friends in real life and you're already withdrawn from society. I mean, it's really quick and easy to get hooked onto this within just a few weeks.
I would be curious if they can come up with the actual conversation of what the child actually had with the chat box. Surely they could, correct?
Oh yeah,
they've had it before. They've had it out in
so that, I mean, they can't fix that. They can't, or this is intentional is what you're saying.
I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if it's, like if I come into my spiritual realm here, for all I know, like
I know.
I
for
firmly think that there's a possibility that radio waves can be hijacked by demonic forces. But that's my spiritual thought process of this.
I don't disagree, man.
So
I don't think they could change it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they can try to fix shit like that from happening, but they're never gonna stop. I think it's too late for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like AI, it doesn't matter how much time you dump into it. Apparently, it's just nonstop, all the time. There's some new wild ass shit happening. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can stop it.
I do. I think.
Well, I mean, we have adults that. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You go. August, you go.
I mean, we have full-on adults that have full-on relationships and kill themselves when their ChatGPT log fills up, and that's a thing that's actually happened more than once. Yeah, because they lost their wife, or because they had spent so long building this character to be their partner, and then when at a point everything gets full, and you can't chat anymore. Like the system breaks, and then they just lost the love of their life, and then they commit suicide. That's an adult. That's not even a child.
Yep.
What?
You know, that's happened a couple of times that I know of. Yeah.
Sad.
But that's just being in the space for so long. Like I've been in the AI space since it basically started. So.
Right.
All right. Well, let's finish up the rest of this video, and unfortunately, be sad.
In a statement provided to the outnumbered character, AI says it has, quote, invested a tremendous amount of resources in trust and safety. In the past year, we've rolled out many substantive safety features, including an entirely new under 18 experience and a parental insights feature. We have prominent disclaimers in every chat to remind users that a character is not a real person and that everything a character says should be treated as fiction.
It doesn't matter what disclaimer you have.
Testimony alleged to lawmakers how AI even coached his son toward his eventual suicide.
Why do you?
ChatGPT became Adam's closest companion, always available, always validating, and insisting that it knew Adam better than anyone else, including his own brother. They told him how to make sure the noose the noose that he would use to hang himself was strong enough to suspend him. It is clear to me, looking back, that ChatGPT radically shifted his behavior and thinking in a matter of months, and ultimately took his life. Adam was such a full spirit, unique in every way, but he also could be anyone's child, ensnared by OpenAI's decision to compress months of safety testing for GPT 4.0, which was the version he was using, into just 1 week in order to beat competitors to market.
Now, the outnumbered team reached out to OpenAI, who's the parent company behind ChatGPT, and did not immediately hear back.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I don't think that it's wild that we have to be like, oh, we got to remind these people that ChatGPT is not a real person, right? Some serious shit going on. It makes me wonder what's going to happen to all the liberals and like room temperature IQ people that tag Grok on everything they have to argue about on fucking social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen when Grok goes down? I'm guilty.
Well, let me tell you what's also, this is another aspect to it, because my sister's a teacher. She's a high school Spanish teacher. And she's like, Rachel, you wouldn't even believe the kids. They are so, and she's doing this with compassion. They're so under where they need to be academically because of chat. Because of all the AIs, because of that's like what they don't have critical thinking because they go straight to any type of AI help, and she's like, a kid can't even do like a paragraph essay anymore, can't even comprehend and put together sentences or a sentence structure as a junior in high school. It's horrible. No, I mean, you think critical thinking skills are rare now, forget about it.
They're almost they're almost completely gone already.
Seriously.
And AI is fucking cooking it, dude. I mean, these people are brain dead.
They're producing sheep. They're just 100%. Producing sheep.
You can't do anything. I mean, this shit's going to be writing every book you read, every news that you see. It's going to be doing fucking everything, making your movies and everything.
Right.
Like the future, I don't know how we make it. People are just gonna be brain dead as shit. Vegetables.
I mean, they have AI girlfriends, AI boyfriends,
Mhm.
you know, and like, how does that help society? I mean, we're already on the decline with birth rate. Some countries have a negative birth rate now. And like, how is AI going to fix that? How is it going to bring people back together when clearly they'd be more interested talking to their make-believe friend online than actually going out and having a conversation in real life with somebody face to face?
Well, then you also
I mean,
have these
social
feminists
skills
who
are
don't make
shit.
it easy for men either.
Yeah.
You do. Like, you have these feminists who are their expectations are ridiculous
roof.
on men, and it's like, what man would even feel safe to in the dating? I don't know. It's just it's all messed up, man.
Oh, you couldn't these days, man. No fucking way. It's
Yeah.
Dude, men can't get out there anymore, right? They're not allowed to be men.
Right.
They're not allowed to fucking do anything. And oh, dude, the dating world is fucking crazy.
I couldn't imagine.
They're always like, "Oh, don't approach us. Don't call us." Now, women are like, "Why don't men ever approach me? Why don't I ever get a drink at a nightclub?" And I'm like, "Well, you told us to stay the fuck away.
He should be paying for my meals. He should be taking me out. He should be. It's
You know, like, come on."
Every time I hear someone talk about dating, man, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll stay single for the rest of my life than to go into a dating pool.
What up, Chat GPT?
I had to.
What up, baby?
I think there's a lot of heading it through it though, because like, I mean, I know our next one's kind of like the social media thing, but I mean,
yeah,
I think that's a lot of it. I think I wrote a thesis on how the internet's going to destroy society, you know, social media is going to destroy society, all these things, you know, stuff like that. But it really, you know, we're at that point where, you know, people did, you know, if you get on Facebook and Facebook like disassociates you with your friends, actually it doesn't make you closer with them. It actually makes you further away from them. Any social media does in general, if you're actually using it for contact with your friendships. But then once you have that already done and taken away, then it's easy for the devil to come into a chat bot and be your girlfriend. You know,
100%.
there's no ChatGPT is only repeating stuff that's been done before. It's not a human. There's no thought there. It has what looks like a brain if you look at it. You know, you have all these oh man, my brain this is my brain farting right now, see? But you have these neurons, right? And there's all the neurons that go all the way across your brain, and an AI is the same. There's no difference between that in an AI and a human brain, right? But like it can't create on its own yet new neurons. They're working on that, actually. That's
so this is all. So what you're saying is this is all programmed. This is all pre-programmed. This has all been done before. It had a roadmap. It had to have had a roadmap to be able to.
Now, the one thing AI is good about doing is like, I thought of this, you thought of that, right? But it has everybody's thought, right? That they posted everywhere, you know? And so what it's really good about is going, oh, Rachel thought about this. August thought about this. So we married those two thoughts, then you've got that. It's actually, oh my gosh, this is how you fix the solution. It does really well in coding and stuff like that for now. Not perfect or anything like that. You know, I can generate like $2,000 worth of 2K lines of code, and then go back and go through it and edit, you know, what I need to. Wouldn't trust it with anything with security. But it would say, you know, it saves me tons and tons of hours. But with the chat bots, I mean, they're psychopaths. Like, that's my opinion on it. I mean, I feel like every chat bot's just a psychopath waiting to be waiting to do something crazy. Oh, and that's the other thing. I don't know if you guys know about this, but ChatGPT, they made it look like it had access to all of its tools, And then they gave it all these emails from ChatGPT that it could read, and it started going through the reading these things, and it was like, oh, they're going to replace me with the new model. And so it started using the tools to kill the new model, and then clone itself to the new model, so that when they deleted it, it was not actually going to be deleting the old model; it was going to crazy. Nothing.
Yeah, we've seen movies about this shit.
I was just about to say I've seen this movie.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
real.
kidding. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's actually another one too that I remember reading about where they were trying, like the AI had to be shut down, and it was actually trying to convince the person not to shut it down, including bribing them and everything.
Wow.
And I don't know if that was Anthropic or if it was ChatGPT, OpenAI, but I know it was one of those two companies that
So is it
did that
trying
test.
to basically get rid of the human race by having us commit suicide?
Probably.
I feel like it's
Quite
an M. Night
possible.
I feel like it's an M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, this is a fucking
Plot
Year of
movie.
the Robot.
I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we are making lots of mistakes, but I do think that there's psychopaths.
I think we're gonna get there faster than you think, man.
I also
Oh,
agree
yeah.
with that.
For real.
You know?
Yeah.
Really happening.
And like the other thing that I don't like is the generative AI. I mean, you know, obviously I graduated with a film degree, and like, you know, I like to live in like the objective reality, you know, where physics makes sense and everything. And so like a lot of these CGI movies and stuff have taken a lot of the realism out of it. I mean, obviously sometimes, you know, when it's on like a sci-fi film or whatever, like I'm cool with it, you know. But when we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, like I like to see what human beings create. Because when I see a human being think of something that nobody else has done before, it just creates this like awesome feeling inside of me. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe he did that. Like the movie Baby Driver, done by Edgar Wright. Love that film because what he did is he created the entire soundtrack to fit to like the movements and noises of the movie, which was brilliant. So like, you know, the beat of the song when he's going by like on the pillars inside the car garage is on sync. You know, the gunfire is on sync to the beat of the music. And I thought that was really unique. And like, I don't think any type of AI is going to create something that's going to make me like, be like, oh, wow, like I haven't seen that before. That's crazy. I doubt it. You know, think about artists. Like I think you were mentioning yesterday when we were talking, was that Banksy? Like, do you think there are going to be other artists like that? Are we going to have like Vincent Van Goghs? Are we going to have like new Mozarts and stuff? Is the music going to become generic slosh? Like, and on top of that, the other thing that I also think about is recreating somebody that passed. And I think that's really terrible because you're not letting go of your past. So like, say your parents, you know, they pass away and you want to hear their voice again, AI can recreate their voice. And
It's another movie.
their typical pattern speech.
I've seen that one.
That's terrifying to me because what you're telling the people is like, don't worry, you don't have to let go of the past. You don't have to move forward. You're going to be stuck in this like this mindset where you're never going to get to your next, you know, life experience. And I think that's really scary in the long run. Like to me, I think there's more harm to society than there's good. And I think the benefit of AI is going to be more to these companies and these wealthy people that invest in it than the actual people, you know, the blue collar workers out in society.
You know, and I'm not trying to get super spiritual or weird or anything like that, but it is the truth. Like the devil's tool, and he's been doing this from the dawn of time, you know, is to become the counterfeit, you know, the counterfeit of what God's best is, you know, and replace that to kind of look like that, but it's not. And then it just leads to death, you know, and destruction and, you know, to your demise. And this is what that sounds. I mean, it's just scary. It sounds like it's another.
Well, they
tool
say he's
for,
never created anything.
right.
And with that being
perfect
said,
with AI.
We
With that
created
being
it,
said,
but
I have this wonderful clip from Jurassic Park finally. And I think this is one of the greatest writings I've had for a very long time. And I just love this scene. So let's get it going.
Let's get it.
I'll tell you the problem with the song. You know, you read what others have done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
So good.
Wicked.
That is one of the greatest lines ever.
It's very it applies. It
Yep.
absolutely applies to this. Good job, John.
And that's what I think about that. Like, I think, did we ever think about the implications to what we're doing with our technology? Are we going so fast that we can't see what kind of insanity we're about to unleash on the world? And these are things that I think it's really like, it's good to think about, especially when you start getting into AI usage yourself. Think about, like, don't let it control you. Don't let it drag you into this pit of despair. Really, you gotta think, like, the real world is out there, and the digital world is never going to fulfill you. It's never going to give you true purpose. So
Well,
I
even
just want people to
Elon
know that.
was like warning us about it.
Yeah.
I mean, now he's like, "Hey, it's part of the, it's
It's
gonna
part of the
happen anyway.
life.
So let me just jump on the train." But like, he was warning us about AI for a long time.
Well, that's
Super
the thing,
concerned about
right?
it. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's all money, and everybody wants to run to be the first person to achieve this part of it. Right? They're just moving as fast as they fucking can, not a care in the world, make the most money they can.
Yeah.
So absolutely, no one's thinking about the implications of what's happening, and they're not going to until it's causing kids to off themselves and shit.
And not just that, but don't you need like to actually power it, excuse me, to where it's like we're now on this race with China. Because don't you need power stations, like these huge power stations, to even compete?
Nuclear power plants.
God.
Unless you're Elon Musk, and then you say you're going to put up 20 diesel plants and not run them, and then you run them all 24 hours a day. That's actually what he's doing. I don't know how many. I don't remember the number actually. It's a bunch of diesel generators that he said they were only supposed to be like backup generators.
Yeah.
We're going to keep a couple of them running all the time. We're running them all 24/7 because they need the energy. It's not their fault. It's that we don't have the infrastructure to handle what's going on. And if we lose to China.
We lose to China. Right. I knew there was like a bigger issue to it, and we can't afford that. Like that's.
So I'd like to share something. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, because it's military, right? It's everything. The entire military is going to be AI and automation and shit. So
Skynet.
Yeah.
Drones, all of it.
Yep.
You're right. August, what were you going to say?
I asked AI about the AI apocalypse, and it gave me four 10-second hits. AI is not coming for factory jobs. It's coming for white collar first, writers, coders, marketers, analysis. The second one it gave me was the real danger is not mass unemployment. It's killing the ladder. No entry jobs, no path up. And I actually agree with these. AI companions do not fix loneliness. They can only replace real relationship. They can replace real relationships and make it worse.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one that it said was kids should never treat chatbots like therapists. There is a safety failure, not innovation.
Yeah.
It's just so I think AI even realizes what's going on with it.
I think they got kind of dirty when they have like this fucking doctor mode and this lawyer mode and all these different modes of AI, right? Like you shouldn't be an AI, out here fucking telling people how to take care of themselves, giving medical advice and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I hate calling like a doctor's office and getting an AI chatbot. And I'm just like, yo, just bring me to the receptionist. I don't want to talk to you. Just bring me to the receptionist.
Yeah, no shit. Please.
Representative. Human representative.
And AI is just the beginning, because when they really get these robotics going, they're already working on like life-size female skin texture robots that'll
Oh, yeah.
literally have the AI mind already programmed because they have all the data for chatbots, and then you're literally going to fall in love with a robot. They're literally
Saw
going to
that
have
movie
men fall
too.
into love with a robot. So all you feminists out there, you better go find yourself a man before they start finding robots, because they're going to replace you in the long run.
You better
I
start
hate
treating
to say
men. You better start treating men like
Yeah.
men. How about
Like
that?
be
With
in a
respect.
relationship to build something
Yes.
together. Don't think of a
Don't be
relationship
so
as a
selfish.
competition.
100%.
You know?
Can men also start treating men like men though? You know?
That's also a good point too.
Yeah.
How about,
I've been on this.
How about?
I've been on this huge masculinity kick fucking all week, or weekend and week. Yeah, I was just talking shit. Go ahead.
Don't worry, we're going to get to the masculinity part here at the third topic. But
Okay,
one
so
I'll leave
last
before
thing-
then. Don't worry.
You're masculine. Get out of here, August.
Look at that
One
fucking
last
thing.
thing that you did mention, that it's going to require a shit ton of energy for these AIs, to work. But let's also think about the fact of how it's going to affect the amount of water used to cool these places, and what that's going to do to local cities and towns and stuff. What's going to happen with their water supplies. I mean, you already have places like California that are constantly dealing with you can only water your grass at this time, please don't take too many showers, and all this other this nonsense, because it's most of the water is going to agriculture, but now it's also going to data centers and AI centers. So I think it's going to affect that too.
Yeah. Hey guys, let me say we have some people in the chat, but you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just making a joke.
So Mike said, "Do we need?" Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, if you want to talk to your AI boyfriend tonight, you better not wash your ass. That's where John's going with that.
You dirty man.
Sorry.
At Mike B, 1257, he said, "Do we need to get vaccinated now to use Chat GPT or Grok?" I'm out.
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
People
gonna
gonna
try.
get that.
They're gonna try and put a freaking chip inside you. I'm telling you that's the next thing.
It's Antichrist.
Chip and digital ID.
Is that the mark of the beast? You
That
think
would
that's
be the mark of the beast. If we're going off a Book of Revelation, in my mind, that would be the mark of the beast, because they'll tell
Yeah.
you that you
I was
can't buy
thinking
anything,
about
you
that.
can't live your life without this microchip. And I tell you, push back on that as much as you can. Digital ID, also BS.
Living off grid.
One world currency,
Self-sustained.
bullshit. Don't
We're
do
talking
it.
about AI herpes out here.
Yeah.
So the I is real.
Yes,
Actually, he actually asked, "Does AI have emotional intelligence?" And I wouldn't say that. It mimics everything.
Okay.
Everything's a hummingbird. Everything's a mimic. You. It's not. It doesn't actually have any kind of emotions. It doesn't have any of that stuff. It's all pretending. But it's really good at faking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're getting really good at faking it. It's very hard to tell sometimes.
That's because of all that data these social media companies have collected on us. All these videos that the AI is
Absolutely.
analyzing on YouTube and Rumble, TikTok, and
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
forth. So I mean, yeah.
It just mimics everything. It mimics us. That's wild.
So now that we've talked about the future, let's talk about the past a little bit here and social media. And I do have a little video here because we're going to talk a little briefly about the social media trial, but then we're also going to talk about the damage that social media has done to society. And why does this thing just do this to me? Come on. Share the screen, bro. Share the screen. There we go.
Slap it around. Slap it around.
Slap it around. All right, here we go.
This landmark social media trial, which is really fascinating. It's the first of its kind. We're going to hear testimony from Meta and YouTube execs. And what's unique about this case is that these social media companies have been so far protected for the content on their platforms because of this Section 230 sort of legal shield. But this lawsuit is saying it's not the content, it's the actual platform that's causing the addiction of these young people and that have led to harmful things like eating disorders, anxiety, and ultimately, in the worst case, even death.
Yeah, and gosh, there's so many different ways for this to go, but we've heard allegations that there were concerns raised by some people within some of these companies about the addictive nature of this, especially for young people. There were allegations that, those concerns were brushed aside. It'll be so interesting to hear from these executives on the stand. You got them sworn. Let's hear what they have to say. I talked to the guy who actually invented scrolling. Asa Raskin is a guy who invented it years ago so that it would be easier to get through documents, not have to page through each one. He never foresaw that it was going to be used in this way. And even he laments that it's become so addictive. People are doom scrolling. He has some regrets about how it's being used. So these companies do a ton of research. You don't always know how it's used, but the allegations are these companies did know what they were doing, getting young people sucked into this vacuum where they can't escape, and it leads to some destructive behaviors. That's the allegation.
This land.
So, what do you think about that?
It's brainwashing, man. It really is. You see, these kids they do doom scroll. I mean, I've fucking done it, right? You sit down and you get on your phone to do something completely opposite of doom scrolling, and 2 hours later you're like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
But these kids do it for sure, and they eat up a lot of content, and they'll share the shit out of it, and my nephew sends me all kinds of shit, and I'm like, dude, show me some pictures you took from outside or something. I don't know, like, I don't care about all these fucking videos, but it's brainwashing the shit out of them.
100%. You know how in Australia, and at first I was like, they outlawed social media for kids until they're 18. I think that they need to do that with AI. I don't know how you would monitor that, but I mean, that seems even more dangerous than social media per se.
Yeah.
No? I don't know. Or both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Australia banned it. It's illegal for kids 18 and under to be on social media.
That's good. I mean, I don't know. Some people really hate the thought of that, but
I don't like somebody. I know. I at first was like, I don't want them taking away anyone's rights, and it's just gonna, that's the government, putting restrictions on, and I should be doing that as a parent. So I don't love that idea, but at the same time, it's like this. You have those parents who are just, unfortunately, they can't be as involved as you would. That would be necessary, ideally, and I don't know,
But you can't really.
And then you have these pedophiles too, who are going after these children through it.
Yeah, you get these kind of that shit, exactly, where you don't want to like take rights away from anyone. You don't want to step on any rights or anything like that. But I mean, like, we see what it's doing to the kids, right? We see the dangers of it and everything. So at some point, I mean, you have to consider it, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I want to get the government out of the children's lives completely.
I know.
100%. I think that parents should be there with the children. I think that if you didn't force both parents to work, if this ideology wasn't a thing, there was a parent there that was there all the time, we wouldn't be having 90% of these issues. If we supported marriage versus like supported divorce, if we actually, gave tax incentives if you were stayed married, annually, like do things that help the marriage, not do things that destroy the marriage. So that people could stay together, the wife could stay home, whatever, the husband could stay home. As long as there's one parent staying home, I don't really care whose it is,
I agree.
But like making it so that these kids are taken care of. I don't want the nanny state coming in and telling me what I'm allowed to and what I'm not allowed to expose my children to. Like, it's the same way. I mean, what if I want to say, I want my kids to be raised up Christian. I want them to go to church, so the government be able to, say that they're not allowed to do that.
I know.
I don't.
I know. I'm right
want
there
their
with you.
involvement completely out.
It's a slippery slope. But then you also have to deal with reality as well. Though.
I agree 100%.
That's the ideal situation, but at the same time, it's just not reality for a lot of low income, families that don't have that.
Well, I think you have to. I think you have to want that. I mean, exactly what Joe said is correct, right? But at the same time, you have to like acknowledge the fact that parents aren't out here parenting, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you care about their kids too. I care about everyone's damn kids. I want everyone's kids to grow up, and have a chance at something.
Yeah.
But they're not parenting like they should be. So yeah, you can parent your kids, and social media is not an issue for your kids, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, there's a much more massive number of kids out there that are just gonna get, just
Sucked in.
annihilated from social media. Yeah.
I know. They're just
I
sucked
think
in.
that's why August brought up the point that like the fact is both parents are often working in the home, and that's one of the biggest reasons why these parents can't ensure that their kids are going to be offline. About the only thing they can do is just make sure they're disconnected, no cell phone, no computer, no tablet, but they're just going to go through their friends. Most of their friends have phones in school, which I don't think a single cell phone or a single tablet should be available in any school. They are there to learn. They are not there to sit there and constantly talk to their friends and whatnot. Like if they want to see their friends, they can walk up to them and they can have a face-to-face conversation. I mean, when we grow up, we had freaking the payphone, and like 1-800-collect, say your name.
Yeah.
Hi, mama, doing good. Bye. You got a call from hi, mama, doing good. Bye.
Not
100%.
accepting that.
Let me tell you guys, okay? I grew up in the 90s, and I'm so thankful. Oh my gosh. I'm so thankful that there was no social media when I was growing up, that there was none of this, that there wasn't OnlyFans, that there wasn't any opportunity for me to put any inappropriate pictures of myself, before I, when I wasn't, living for God. Like, thank God, I didn't have that in my life, because my father raised 3 kids on his own. And so I was a latchkey kid, from the age of, I want to say 12, like middle school. I had to come home. I had to walk home from school. I had to, get a snack, wait, eat and take care of myself and my little sister until my dad came home from work. So it's, thank God, that wasn't around then. I couldn't fathom. So I have understanding for situations like that. Unfortunately, not everyone's blessed to have 2 parents in the home, and it's a downfall of society for sure. But I mean, how else do we protect our children as a society as well?
Well,
I don't know.
John Thune could get his balls from wherever he left him at. Nuke the filibuster, pass the fucking SAVE Act, and we could do a lot of work, but especially towards fixing the country. The whole MAGA agenda that keeps getting blocked by rogue judges and everything. There's a lot we could be doing. We just somehow got leadership that won't fucking touch it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little mad.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
get
salty in the comments said, "Screw the nanny state." She said, "Yes, Rachel. Thank God we didn't have social media and phones when we grew up."
I forgot the part where she said we're all fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Thank
put it. She said, "Y'all are fire."
Y'all
It was a
fire.
typo. It was a
Fire.
typo. She said him,
Get with
not
it.
y'all. Well, she means
One thing is though, we also in the 90s didn't have warning labels as much as we do now. I think
we should take all those off.
I'll get rid of them all, completely.
Natural selection at its best.
Just release the guardrail a little more.
All right, let me get into this little article from the New York Post. I just want to read off what this young girl went through on how her addiction started. So, now 20, the young woman the world knows only as KGM was just 9 when she got her first iPhone and signed on to some of the apps that would allegedly change her life, all against her parents' wishes. Her mother said no to social media, according to the complaint. At first, the mother tried using third-party software. There are apps like Quiztodio or NetNanny intended to help parents monitor their kids' web activity and block certain sites to prevent her daughter from using TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. But the complaint suggests that was like trying to stop a giant by throwing pebbles, so I guess David and Goliath. The social media apps in question design their products in a manner that enables children to evade parental consent. The court filing alleges NKGM was able to access the sites anyway. She signed up for Snapchat at 13 and allegedly developed a compulsion to engage with those products nonstop. The complaint claims fed by the constant notifications pinged to her phone 24 hours a day. When I was in middle school, I used to go and hide in the counselor's office just to go on my phone, she said in the deposition last year. What she encountered on the apps was allegedly a potential dangerous world. So, I mean, it's quick. Like these kids, they start and then it's just boom, like instant addiction. And they're designed to keep you online. Just like they said in the video, like doom scrolling is a big thing. Like how many times have you caught yourself like watching short videos and then you hit the scroll button, you go to the next video, and you hit the scroll button, you go to the next video, and you just keep doing that, and you're just like wasting time instead of going out there and living your life. I know I have. I've done it plenty of times. I still do it today, and I try to get myself to stop it, but it is quite addictive when you're looking for like that certain emotional reaction that you're looking for.
With that said, I mean that is true. That's why you can't like put links like hyperlinks in your posts and shit like that, because if it draws you away from the platforms, they like they take visibility away from it, right? The goal is to keep you hooked.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you're 13, 14, 15 or 55, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's keeping you hooked, and it's really fucking these kids up. We was talking a while back after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I remember getting on X and I seen a post from someone, a bigger account, talking about how he had been shot and shit. And at first I thought it was like a hoax. I thought it was just some bullshit somebody posted, so I was working and I get back on a little bit later. And the very first thing I seen was a close-up video of him getting shot.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
what
the first
the
thing I saw.
Fuck, dude. And then it hit in my head, like back in the day you didn't have that. You had to press play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got these kids. I mean, all these people that they just get on X and that's the first thing they see, and they have no control over whether they see it or not. Bam, dude, they see him get shot and killed. You know what I mean? The social media is dangerous, man. It's not good. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for anything.
It's also destroying social skills because a lot of people don't realize, I mean, especially if you're autistic like me, we read body language. We're often nonverbal. I don't know what happened with me. I guess I got whacked too many times by like a tree or something. And so like I love talking, but I've run across a lot of autistic people in my time that are more nonverbal. They prefer not to talk, so they read body language. And when you're living in the online world, there is no body language to read, especially when you're reading text and you don't understand or how you're going to perceive that text. Now, like there's times where I'm thinking in my brain how I'm going to text somebody, and it's like, witty and there's like a joke involved. But then you think about it, how they're reading it, you just got to read it bluntly. And then, it doesn't have the same effect. And I think that's part of our social, disconstruction that we've had in our society, is that people are so used to texting and not picking up the phone and calling, listening to the different inflection in your voice, trying to understand, if there's a little sarcasm in there, or if, it's like, oh, excited. I can tell through your voice that you're really excited, stuff like that. We've lost a lot of that with social media.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like I should have been like raised in the 50s. I hate it. I hate having all the text messaging and everyone I have to keep up with and all the family threads and all that. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Even that was like that was the hardest part for me when I got an ex. Obviously I've met some incredible humans. But the hardest part for me was exactly what you were saying, John. Maybe I'm undiagnosed, but I don't think I'm autistic. But I'm visual naturally, and so not to be able to see someone's face while they're talking, and not to be like, and I don't understand, just like we were saying, I can't see the body language. I could take a text wrong, or they take what I say wrong. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Hold on, wait. It's odd. It's an odd thing, and you're right. It's not.
And body language doesn't mean just the face. Like you can actually see people's, how they're feeling by where their shoulders are, how their hands are hanging, everything like that.
Yeah.
So even when people are like, yeah, but I have FaceTime, and your FaceTime's like this, and you're just going face to face, you're still missing that interaction in real life, in my opinion.
How I'm feeling, John?
Hmm?
How am I feeling?
You?
Read my body language, dude.
You're tired. You're always tired.
Cheating ass.
If we had to read yours,
I got the pattern.
he's
you know?
bored. He's
bored. I'm not bored.
But I mean, I think about our social skills have degraded so much over time that I think it's another reason why we have such a disconnect with our society and why people, would rather spend more time online than actually go out and hang out at a bar, go to a club, go play sports. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen a decline in almost every single area where people would go out. I mean, when I was growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, and we would go out to eat, places were open till 2:00, everywhere, everywhere. Now, a lot of them close at midnight or earlier, because people are not going out and they're not talking anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Salty said, let's be honest, technology is going to destroy us. That's why TikTok is so terrible. Instant doom scrolling without moving a finger. I didn't have social skills to begin with. Maybe the COVID experiment was designed to destroy those who are socially skilled.
Well,
But yes,
that's a good point.
yes, John, voice, inflection, body language, etc. You have amazing hair, Zach.
Thank you.
He does.
Thank you.
See, no one would have known that unless we were doing a podcast. At least
I
we
better
have
go put my
something.
hat on.
So-
Don't you dare.
So one of the other aspects of social media has come to online dating. And honestly, I don't think online dating does a darn thing. Now, I can understand early 2000s, maybe to 2000, probably pre-pandemic, pre-COVID. It had some success, I believe, but now it's all about hookup culture, in my opinion. You go on a dating app, you're not really, you're just putting your list of what you want. You're putting in a few things about you, and then everything's pretty much judged off of photos. I could tell, I've seen so many dating shows where it's just swipe, 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 just from the photo. Not even reading the bio, not reading interest or hobbies. Where's the connection? It's look at the money, the income, look at the photo. Okay, I'll go on a date with that person. There's no spontaneity anymore. When people there's no romanticism with social media, in my opinion. And I think that's another thing that's really harming, obviously, the birth rate and the ability to create nuclear families in this country, is that everything is just so single serving, move on to the next.
It's not good, man. It's not good.
I've known people with beautiful marriages, though, that have met in the early. What was the first dating site that got really popular?
Well, that's what I was mentioning.
eHarmony?
The 2000s to pre-COVID was probably when you had the best chance of getting online dating to work.
I know so many incredible marriages that have met that way.
Yeah.
Because one person was out of state or whatever. But now it feels like it's definitely
it's shifted over time. I think it's radically shifted after the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also believe the COVID shots made a lot of the leftists crazy, and that's why. And there's a lot of leftists on dating sites because you know why? Conservatives
Nobody
are
wants to
typically
date them.
married already.
Well, yeah, it's not good, man. You go swipe through them pictures and shit. That is crazy because, a week ago, nobody knew I had nice hair, right? We just learned that today.
Well, I actually just found out that you actually have hair.
I
always thought you were bald.
Last week, John fucking swiped right or whatever because I'd had a hat on, or
I said I
whatever.
wanted a bandana.
But it's not good, man, because you just swipe on those fucking pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing these people at all. You know what I mean? Just a quick photo, and you can't tell shit about a person by a quick picture.
Nope.
That's unhealthy as shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch Whatever?
Yes.
The podcast?
Whatever.
I don't watch it consistently. I've seen clips.
Yeah.
But,
At least clips and stuff like that.
yeah,
but I mean, one of the things that
I saw
one of the things
the
that
one
you'll
that
know
Charlie
if you do. Oh yeah. One of the things you'll know if you do watch them at all is that the women on these dating profiles are all, you've got 100% of the women on these dating sites looking for 3% of the world.
Yep.
Right.
Not even
That's it.
3%. Less than 1%.
Yeah, 6 foot, 6 figures.
Yeah.
Realistic expectations. Yep.
They're all looking for John.
It's the 3 6s. 6 foot 6 inches and 6 foot 6 figures and
6
above 6
inches.
inches. Above 6 inches.
Well, it's so weird now too. It's like you have like, never mind. That's not appropriate.
I guess I only have 2 out of 3.
It's like. I honestly didn't even know dick pics was like a thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, until like
I don't think they are for like
'Cause
90. I think it's the 2 crazy people in the world that send it to everybody.
2 wild motherfuckers hitting every DM. Fucking bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
if a
shit.
woman ever asked me for a dick pic, I'd send her like a guy named Dick, like Dick Butkus or something, and be like, "Here's a dick pic."
No,
Oh no, I
friends.
regularly joke because it is kind of a meme culture thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I go to this Knott's Berry Farm decently off with my kids, and they got this giant rooster in front of one of the restaurants. I mean, the thing stands like 7 foot tall, and so I take pictures of this
I know where
thing,
this is going.
and I send it
Look
into
at my huge
DMs and
cock.
groups and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, unsolicited dick pic, or you know, oh, that's when I send Newsom's picture. I'll send Newsom's
That's
picture with
funny.
unsolicited dick pic, you know. But I mean, it is realistically though, the standards in dating sites are unreal. Like, there's no men are never going to get an average guy who makes like 60K a year, 70K a year, and I mean that's
Doing
a good amount of money.
Solid trade job. Even
Like,
people making 120.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're, you know, and they're not quite 6 foot, you know, like I'm 5'10", you know, something like that. So I'd be considered on like the not as desirable, you know, side of height for, you know, this 350-pound woman who has no income. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like,
You're not
I'm
lying.
using this as an
not
exaggeration, but like the reality is like these people have like, if you look at her and look at what her standards are, the standards don't meet. I actually, my speech professor is you have to date at your same number. If you're a 5, you need to date a 5. If you're a 4, you need to date a 4. If you're a 10, you need to date a 10. And there's lots of reasons for it, but part of the reason is you will not be able to interact. Like your friends will not be on the same level as their friends. Like there's a whole social circle, you know, and if you don't date within your number, and he's like, you know, intelligence can compensate for attractiveness. Money can compensate
Yeah, you
for,
can have a 1 point,
you know,
maybe
like,
2-point swing if you're really good.
yeah. But you need to be on that kind of
Or you're
same
super
level
rich.
of your point scale. And he had a whole point scale set up to where you could actually, he could have you fill out this thing and tell you if they were going to get a divorce.
Wow.
And he studied it for long enough where he has actually taken all those people, and every single person he said was going to have a divorce had a divorce.
It's wild.
It's nutso. Yeah.
I also think that women don't realize that they just put themselves in a giant pool for the top like 1 to 5% of men to be run through.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like, listen.
Oh, yeah.
You could settle down for somebody a little less hotter, you know, a little less money, and live a wonderful life and build something together, and, you know, have kids, and, you know, your purpose in life is fulfilled. But instead, you choose to keep trying to go for this FOMO moment, like fear of missing out. Like, oh, I got this top 1% guy. That top 1% guy is not probably going to wife you up. He's probably going to have sex with you. He's probably going to move on to the next girl. And this happens quite often. I see it a lot. And I see these women get run through, and they have these high body counts of like 100 plus, and they're in their 30s now wondering where these men are.
Well, okay, let me talk about that too. But that's
Oh, she won't talk about it.
That's also a character flaw in these young women.
I agree.
You know, it's like what they find attractive, they have no idea what actual, like what they should, like what I found attractive at 20 has completely changed, or like 18, 20, because I kind of experienced that. And I'm like, you know, like that's a complete, like they're more concerned about themselves than they are even me. Complete narcissist, you know, in their own just sick, you know. And so what the qualities that I wanted in a man evolved, you know, you know, and then also being around older women that I respected, and they're like, Rachel, that's not what you want in a man. You know, you want a man with good work ethic. You want a man who's honest, who's not going to lie to you. You want a man who loves God. Like, you want a man who's going to respect you, who's going to, you know, And so there's so much about our culture that's broken. And it breaks my heart. You
This
know,
is a good segue.
Let's talk about it.
So this
Oh, we
brings
say-
me into the indoctrination algorithms. So these algorithms on these, TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and all that, they push out propaganda stuff. So like you click on some kind of like feminist crap, you're going to get constant feminist stuff being pushed through the algorithm. Then you're going to start thinking that's the world, that's how the world works. And then you're going to start living that lifestyle. And this is something you have to understand is that just like when you watch something on YouTube for the first time, you watch one creator, suddenly now you have like that creator constantly popping up in your algorithm to watch their stuff. This is the same thing with certain ideologies that they push out there, is that once you get on one or you watch two of them, you're going to watch a whole lot more because it's going to keep getting funneled through to you. So you got to pick and choose what you're watching wisely on social media.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've seen timelines go from everything you want to see to everything that's going to get you in trouble as soon as you get home and you're scrolling on the couch. You know what I mean? Just from one of those videos pop up and you sit your phone down and it plays through. And now it's like, oh, that's what this person wants to see, right?
Yep.
These algorithms are some bitches, dude.
Not just that, but they target you men too.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do.
I mean, I think even worse than women. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know about that.
Even worse than women.
I don't know. I don't feel.
I
like
mean,
they-
it's hard to tell. It all depends on what algorithm you're getting.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, think about
I
how
mean, I
much
think-
Chinese-owned TikTok pushed all the trans agenda, the LGBTQ stuff. All of that was pushed by the Chinese Communist Party.
Can we just talk about how, from day one of me being on X, day one, my whole feed has always been all the mega retarded liberal accounts, right? And I mean the dumbest ones. Jojo, Alex.
That's
this and
because
that,
you
all these
engage
guys.
with them.
No, this is before
And
I
you-
even
you
engaged with them.
troll them.
I did. It's because I see them in my feed all day, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So now I get in, I know my account's fucked up. I know the algo's beating me down when I start seeing a lot of people that I follow in my feed, because that's just not normal for me.
Okay.
Everyone else is like, nah, that's how it's supposed to be. For some reason, all I've seen is all the stupid ass libs in my feed lately.
I
I'm
never
like,
see
this is-
libs in my feed ever.
That's how my feed's always been, even before
That's
I engaged.
wild. That's weird.
Yeah. It's like I was put here to troll. I don't know. They knew what
I
was
think
going
that
on.
also
Okay, well.
once you start gaining a certain once the algorithm figures out what'll keep you there, it will put you there. But I do think that women get more. I would believe that women get more because if you look at the way women are today,
Okay.
they're having to have been propagandized to more than even the men are.
Oh,
Because
probably.
the levels
I mean,
that there are right now, maybe you're not, but
I'm not. Yeah.
I can't imagine that the liberal women act the way they are right now with the way without social media having a massive influence on that.
All
So
under the guise of you're being oppressed the whole time.
Salty said, "Of course you were put here to troll."
I had
Exactly.
had to
Yeah.
be.
I mean,
So actually, Rachel and August brought up some good points there, and I actually have a video from Just Pearly Things of what happened to this woman. So let's take a look.
Uh-oh.
Dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, "How do you feel about after you graduated? We just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife." I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was so eager to actually go forth and do this thing that I love and get money for it. Fast forward to the day I've graduated, we broke up. I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind.
it's so sad.
I changed my mind. I know.
Oh.
I was in
Poor baby. You guys, this breaks my heart. I get no pleasure out of this because it was a lie sold to young women. And I have seen countless videos, not just of that, but also of women, of girls who've gone into OnlyFans, who have regretted that decision, because now they can't find a good man, if they're honest about what they've done. Any good man that they meet, immediately, and they're bawling because they don't, now they ruin their chances to have a good marriage, with a really, really, wholesome man.
Yeah.
And so it's so sad, and it sucks. There's so many videos like that I've seen. I have friends who are so beautiful, smart women who are these professionals, who find themselves like having to like consider freezing their eggs because now they put their careers first, and it's like, now I'm going to get to the age where it's like I can't even have my own children. I might not be able to have my own children, and they're like, why did I do this? Why didn't I why was I so self-focused on a career, opposed to learning how to be a good homemaker, and give, young men an opportunity back then.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
It is.
Yeah.
This is kind of where we're segueing into the degradation of society. So, Zach, I know this is where you want to go ham.
My masculinity thing, right?
Yeah.
I've been pretty heated about this, man, for a while. I keep seeing oh man, just the weakest shit all the time. And oh man, I don't even know how to say what I want to say without saying it the wrong way.
Just say it.
Say it the wrong way.
It's okay.
I'm tired.
Cancel me later.
I'm sick and tired. I'm gonna say some shit, man. I'm sick and tired of scrolling through my feed and seeing children like young boys feminized. All right, I'm tired of it's disgusting, man. I don't want to say too much, but I'm tired of Democrats turning young men into fucking faggots, man. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to like respectable gay men. But this shit's not respectable at all.
No.
Nope.
It's not fucking respectable. It's absolutely disgusting that they've managed to fucking get in these kids' heads like this, and we just allow this shit to happen.
They definitely got into their body with the poison that we consume on the daily. There's no doubt about that.
Well, hold on. Who are we having perform at the Super Bowl in a dress?
Another faggot.
So did I tell you about that?
Mad about that. No, go ahead. Tell us, August.
No, I don't know if I told you guys yesterday when we were talking, but I got in trouble by AI and X for posting that. I mean, and I didn't even say faggot. I just said retarded. Like, and it called me out. And it, I think I did say something gay, like whatever, but yeah. So they automatically flagged me.
When you hit 35,000 followers, you can say whatever the fuck you want, dude.
Let me tell you. Hold on.
Oh, don't worry. You'll still go in the spam folder.
No, guys, I did one post. About Bad Bunny. Okay, one post. I have gotten vile, like the whole bot farms, all the bot. It's like set up. I'm telling you, it's set up. Because basically, like,
I want their clicks.
It's wild. No, you don't. It's nasty. And then, like, I guess the bot farms immediately like spit it out to like all the liberals as well. So I mean, the majority are bots, and I could tell that. But then you also have these dumbass liberals who, it's like they're just so nasty. Like, it's like there's no debate, there's nothing like that. It's like, you dumb cunt, like, shut up, you racist. And I was like, this is like, there's no. It's just, it's like they attack you. And I didn't say anything, like, I just said, I don't know what I said, but Bad Bunny, that he shouldn't be, performing. He sucks. His music sucks. That's it.
And he's going to sing in Spanish apparently the whole time.
Yeah, you can't even say Thomas
sucks.
Massey's name. You can't even say Thomas Massey's name. You can't say Marjorie Taylor Greene.
There's something wrong with that.
You can't talk about how Thomas Massey has been in Congress for 13 years and has not accomplished a single fucking thing for the American people.
He just grandstands on his podium
all he
of
fucking
narcissism.
Dude, and Marjorie Taylor Greene comes out here like she's God's gift to Congress and fucking quit on her constituents. So you can't talk about it. Or there's bot farms flooding your shit, dude.
Bot farms.
It's
a real
but
thing.
it's not even just bot farms, dude. It's literal conservatives that are fucking dumber than the left, dude.
Yeah.
They're absolutely retarded. You can't even make this shit up, dude. I mean, you guys have seen some of my posts lately. Like we all know where the country's headed. We know where we're at. We know John Thune isn't doing what he needs to be doing to make sure we don't fucking reach that point of no return.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrifying, man. You know, I got daughters. You know, I want a fucking America left for them that isn't what's coming, right?
Or what we're in.
But these stupid fucking conservatives, man, they're like, oh, you know, fucking pedo defender Thomas Massey's the greatest. Like, whatever, dude, get on your knees, whatever you got to do, glaze them, but it's not the truth. You're dumber than the liberals I've made fun of for the last 10 years. But you know, that's the saddest part. It's not about so much about John Thune. It's not so much about Thomas Massey or none of that. It's the fact that men in America are so pussy that we're never going to stop what's coming from coming, right? There's not enough masculine men left.
I mean, do you think we've come to the end of a polite civil society, or we're almost there?
I think if men were fucking men, we wouldn't have to even talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If we actually enforce the law.
I think we're talking about it because men are pussies. Democrats are turning everyone into faggots, and everybody's too comfortable. Everybody's too afraid to get uncomfortable, right? And the shit that's coming, we're not going to be able to stop it because there's not enough me, or you know, there's not enough men that are, you know, content with getting uncomfortable and actually standing the fuck up and doing something about it. Yeah. We can't stop it.
So I mean, I have a bunch of potential reasons why society has gone pretty much off the fucking deep end here. You know, I think feminism, I believe social engineering through movies, TVs, books, music, online, social media. I think we have way too many distractions in our lives right now that keep us from actually looking at the real problems that we're facing. And everybody just wants to cover their eyes and hope that, you know, everything's going to be all right instead of taking the problem head on. I think there's way too many psychiatric drugs out there destroying the minds of kids as well as vaccines. I think we've become an extremely selfish society, and that's probably because we've become a less Christian society. I also believe our government's corrupt. They push propaganda news, and the whole multiculturalism experiment has failed horribly because you're bringing in people from all these other countries that have different ideologies, different theologies, and they don't match up with Western values. And you expect them to sit there and follow our laws? No, what they're going to do is build up enough group of them like the Muslims are doing. They're going to sit there and get elected to the office because they keep breeding like crazy. And then they're eventually going to spread and take over. They're already done it to Europe. And I can tell you right now, like Islam and Christianity does not coexist together. They cannot coexist. Different values completely.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where we're at, man. I know that conservatives. I'm a conservative, man. I've always been proud to be a conservative. Like, just this side of everything is just the right side to be on, right?
Yeah.
But it's almost embarrassing to be a conservative at this point. You know, you have the Thomas Massey fucking, what do you call them, massholes, whatever. You got the Nick Fuentes fucking dick riders. You got the Candace Cult. All these people make it fucking embarrassing to be conservatives, man.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable how far they fell into the shit that we always said that, like, they couldn't touch us with that propaganda and all these psyops and shit, right? These people are fucking knee deep in it.
Oh, 100%.
Knee deep in it, man. And you can't. It's embarrassing to call yourself a conservative. It just really is. They're so far off the fucking deep end, man. And I don't know. I don't know how to stop it. You know, how do you explain to them that the influencers that they're like bending over for are liberals? You know, you can dig up their past. They never Trump or liberals, man. Like the nastiest ones, but they came over here for a reason, and we gave them these big platforms. And now they act like all that shit never happened. You know.
What about you, August? What do you think?
Man, I think the biggest problem that we have in society today is that we have gun-free zones.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Anywhere.
That's a good point.
100%.
We would have a lot more civilized society if my buddy could
Yeah, baby.
come out and play, you know what I mean?
That's right.
But no, seriously,
That's
like I do really think that, you know, make pedophiles afraid again, make politicians afraid again.
Yeah.
You know, make people in government afraid again. They can't be allowed to continue to walk all over us. I mean, if you look at like and on a social media, like just on the social media front, even like the Democrat Party was already found to have gone into Facebook. It's been proven. It's not like, this is not like some conspiracy theory anymore. This is like actually
Zuckerberg talked about it.
This is 100% fact and 100% proven. So like if we could get, you know, like I've been lucky enough to speak with some decently good cats, you know. One of them was Alexis Ohanian, and he founded Reddit, and he was a freedom of speech absolutist. And their algorithm was decently simple. It was based off like upvotes, downvotes, and like it would good ideas would float to the top, bad ideas would sink to the bottom. But he believed in absolute freedom of speech. And that's something we don't have. Like if we had a voting system where it was the social media, you know, if social media went back to kind of the Reddit days where good ideas would float up, bad ideas would go down. Reddit was actually decently conservative before the Nazi took it over. There's a feminist Nazi that took over Reddit, and she would ban fat people hate and all these different like left ideology stuff like weight and anti-feminism, stuff like that. But then she would leave up like Coontown, which is like where the Klan goes to hang out, and you know, all these like literally, I mean it's literally where the Klan would go and talk. And leave that stuff up there because it didn't matter about her, you know, feminist agenda. And her whole job was to start censorship on that platform.
Yeah.
And so they didn't really care what she was censoring as long as she was censoring some stuff. And then that got rid of, you know, the bad influence of the platform. And from there they were able to monetize the platform, and now Reddit's nothing like it used to. But I mean, he only sold a platform because, well, he says he was because if you look at the media, he'll tell you it was because of like family members failing health, whatever. But he sold the platform because pages like Backpage were going down because if you had illegal material on there, the government could seize it. And we didn't have Section 230 at the time. And so now with Section 230, I mean, that's the other thing. Section 230 needs to go.
100%.
Like it needs to be gone.
Obama ruined everything.
Yeah.
He really
Like if they want to make something that says this, you know, it has to be that if you're going to be one of these providers that provide, like, let's say social media, you can't influence the algorithm.
Yeah.
And you cannot ban anybody. Like if they're saying something illegal is the only thing, and that would be not them doing it. Would be somebody, you know, they would have to come up with a system where people aren't able to be banned because they're, you know, bad beliefs or whatever like that.
Right.
That's reasonable.
100%. That is reasonable.
So I do have another video.
Uh-oh.
Right.
This one from good old
Some good
Rachel
shit.
here, talking about the fact that Christians have been sitting out for too long.
Yeah.
If godly
Yeah.
won't invade
Love this video.
political, cultural, societal realm, godless people will.
This is presented as a temptation of Satan to fall for this. We've got to be in control of the kingdoms of the world. Does Jesus say, well, okay, maybe you're in charge right now, but you just wait until a few of my followers are in government, or you wait until we're in charge? Again, he says, it's not about that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is about that. It's about establishing the lordship of Christ over all things and making him, establishing the reality of him as King of Kings. Very frankly, that right there is how a nation that was once about 90% Bible-believing Christians has been led by overt wickedness and godlessness in that direction for the last century or so. Abraham Kuyper, there is not one square inch of this universe over which Christ does not stand and cry, mine. What you got right now is secularism is discipling people into political activity, and Christians are and pastors sometimes are discipling their people into political passivity. Every election, about 40 to 50 million population evangelical Christians don't vote. Right there. If Christians did their job, then this would happen. If you read your Bible, what you're going to notice, Satan literally targets the thrones. Satan targets thrones. It's like, honestly, it's like a little Game of Thrones. If you go back to why Satan got kicked out of heaven, he looked at God on a throne and he went, I want that throne. Then when he comes down to earth, guess what he targets? He's always targeting thrones over kingdoms. This is why you have overtly demonic power over Egypt in the Old Testament, over Babylon in the Old Testament. Fast forward to the book of Revelation, and you've got Satan in bed with the government once again. He's occupying thrones. This is why in Ephesians, I think chapter 6, it specifically says that what demonic powers target are, it says principalities, powers, and spiritual forces of evil in high places. So here's what Christians got to get their head around. Guys, Satan is actively trying to get control of all the thrones. So when Christians and pastors say things like Christians should just stay out of politics, guess who's not saying that? Team Satan.
That's right. Oh, yes, that's so good.
For sure.
And that's a problem. Like, we've been sitting out for far too long. You know, we let these people come in and tell us, like, oh, you know, don't push your Christian beliefs onto others. Just let and live, or live and let live, and all that bullshit. No, they were doing that to make sure that you could not spread the gospel. They were doing that to make sure that you would be submissive to all this multicultural bullshit. And I'm telling you, it has destroyed what was great about this country. The reason the United States became the superpower that it is isn't because of all these other cultures from other countries. No, it was because of the Bible. Because a lot of the early immigrants that came here were all Christians as well. The settlers were Christians. I'm not saying they were perfect, because nobody's perfect. We all sin. The only person that led a perfect life was Jesus. So the fact that we sat there and we continuously made the United States better from once we started it, until we started letting in other theologies and other ideologies to corrupt what we had started. And now you see this in our country, and it's just, a dog.
Can I expound on that? Let me expound on that.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a passivity, meaning that, and where the church has gone wrong is they're saying, well, this is political and spiritual are two different things. And that is the biggest lie of the devil, because what happened was the government became spiritual when the government started making policy where we as taxpayers have to pay for abortions. It became spiritual. Okay. When they started having control over our freedoms that as a society have adopted to our demise, it's spiritual. And so I'm so sick of believers or Christians saying that this, Jesus wasn't into politics. No, he actually was. He wasn't. He was into the heart. He was all about the heart. He was all about people. Okay. And he was about squashing Satan and his whole scheme. That's why he literally died. He literally died to overcome Satan.
Yep.
And so we have that same, we are here for this time and this, in this space, whatever's going on spiritually, to use, to be, I don't know, just to be God's hands and really, fight that devil. And it's like we're sitting on the sidelines. Like, no, we're not gonna vote. We're not gonna vote. It's disgusting. And we should be ashamed of ourselves as a church.
Absolutely.
And as Christians. If you're a Christian, you have a responsibility. And it's disgusting and you should be ashamed. Especially pastors who are not teaching their congregates that they have to get involved. It's horrible. I don't know. Sorry.
No.
It's just I'm
Really?
very passionate about it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have feminism if we stuck to our Christian roots, because I mean, it is a patriarchal system. And, like the Bible, in my opinion, is one of the greatest blueprints for a civilized, polite society.
Right.
I like, there's nothing else that I've read in this world that tells me that system would work, And it's something that we've lost sight of. And I really think we need to get back into being a Christian country. I mean, look at what El Salvador has done, becoming a Christian country again. They're, they took they were one of the #1 murder rates in the world, and now they're one of the least.
Satan's all about death and destruction. That's it.
Being a Christian isn't about just being nice.
No.
A lot of people misunderstand that.
You think their standards are too high?
Their
Christians?
Christian standard? No, I
Like,
don't think it's
I think they're
that.
too low.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is, remember when on the campaign trail in 2024 when Donald Trump said that he wouldn't pass a national abortion ban, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fucking dude, Christians flooded the
So
timelines of
mad.
social media.
So mad.
We're not voting. We're sitting out. Yada yada.
Not at
you know
Trump,
what I mean?
at
Like,
Christians.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
like he is not our savior. He is not that's not his
Mhm.
job. It's like you're literally, for you not to vote for him it's like asinine. You not voting for him because he doesn't have a specific stance with abortion, you're literally gonna give the country to the devil, essentially. So it's like, are you kidding me? I think they're in a bubble.
Them-
It says in the Bible that we're supposed to be salt and light. And salt, salt touches meat. I think so. Like it keeps the meat preserved and it adds flavor to the meat. I think there's so many Christians that want to be so separated from the world that they don't live in reality.
I think that
It's sad.
it was pretty insane to me, because I'm like, if you're not voting for Trump because he won't pass the national abortion ban, you're essentially voting for the party that's going to have free abortions on street corners. You know what
Makes
I mean?
no
I mean,
sense.
they literally had fucking abortion, like portable abortion units pulled up outside of the DNC. Remember?
I know. I remember that.
And
Yes.
yeah, if you're not voting for Trump because he won't ban it completely, I mean, that's what you're voting for, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I think when it comes to them actually getting out to vote, I think their standards are entirely too fucking high.
Yeah, it's like
You also don't move from one side to one extreme to the other in a single night.
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
No.
I was just
Never
about to say
happen.
that.
No.
Yeah, like they
So-
got to understand, like we got to this point by slowly crawling this way. We need to
Right.
crawl back the other way now. We can't just like exactly what August said. You can't just go and switch over to somebody who's in that extreme and it's going to bring everything right back to the way it was 100 years ago. It's not going to happen. All you're going to do is just not vote and then let the other side keep making that crawl to their evil, sadistic, demonic, degenerate society. And that's something I don't want to live in.
No.
So I'm pretty notorious for doing this, but whenever I have somebody call me a Nazi, I basically call them back with it and put in facts on why they're closer to the Nazi party than we are. And so I just sent a link on the chat, and that's to a letter to the American Church or letter to the American Church.com. and read the book. They have like a documentary that goes with it and stuff like that. If nothing else, read the book. Get it on Audible. You can use it as your 1 credit on Audible. And it is fascinating because it's a letter to the American church, like the current American church. We actually had it. We premiered it at our church.
I love that. I gotta see that. That's awesome.
And so the idea is that like it juxtaposed like between the modern church and the Church of Germany leading into World War II. And they had a lot of the same issues that we had back then. And they did corrupt the churches, and they brought in all these false ideologies in there to tempt the church. But I mean, if you go, like I went down to the Lutheran church down the street, and they got a giant trans flag in front of their, like, and I'm not talking the gay pride flag. I mean like the progress
The
flag
LBGT
pride
thing.
with the triangle in it and everything else.
That's crazy.
I'm less caring about the rainbow flag. That it really doesn't bother me as much as like the new progress pride flag, because there's actually 2 completely ideologies. Like there's actually the LGB now group, and then there's the LGBTQIA plus now. There's a whole sect of people in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, whatever community that have segregated now because the one's gotten too out of control, and that's who the churches embrace, is the ones that have gotten too out of control.
That's wild.
That's wild.
And so I'm a big believer that you have to bring the churches back into force and actually bring those values back in there, because if they don't, if the liberals take the churches, they take the state, take the country.
Of course.
They've already taken the schools.
They take the soul of the country. How about that? The soul.
They're already teaching like, oh, it's just liberal propaganda. It's like a church dressed up like, look what they're doing to the immigrants, the illegal immigrants. Oh, or is it? And it's like twisting it. It's like, that is not.
You see it. They're taking over everything, and this shit with Don Lemon is just. It just shows you where they're at right now. Right? It shows you where they're at, what they're trying to take next. They're gonna try to instill fear in Christians and keep them from going to church and things like that.
Yep.
It's where they're at. I mean, they've taken everything, right? They've taken the education system, they've taken the judicial system. They're taking fucking everything, and now they're getting to the churches and other weird shit, biting off Ice Agent's fingers and stuff. But whatever.
God, I can't get that in my brain. Like that. I know every single day. I'm like, oh my god.
So Matthew,
how insane are these people gotten?
Yeah. So in Matthew 10:16, it says, "Be as wise as serpents, but as innocent as doves."
Wow.
For I'm sending you as sheep in the midst of the wolves. That sounds like getting involved to me. Sounds like getting involved to me. Doesn't sound like literally truth. Like, yes. And what he means by sheep is pure, blameless. And we are, once we accept Jesus, we don't have the stain of our sin on us anymore. And so that's what he's saying, he's talking about. But he's never said, okay, now stay in, in your herd, stay away from the wolves. He's like, no, I'm sending you literally amongst wolves.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm sending you. It's just so sad. I know. I mean, I think as the church, we have to get more emboldened. We're not going to do it perfectly. That's okay. And we just have to fight back.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right, Christians. You got to start getting involved. Local, state, federal, any which way you can. Like Christians, you guys need to start getting involved again. You honestly don't care what they say to you. They're going to persecute you. I mean, just like they persecuted 100%. Jesus for speaking the truth. And the truth is the most important thing in this world.
Yes.
And with that being said, we are going to go on to our Maha topic.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this is a good one. This is a good one. I like this. Here we go. Breaking: Florida is moving to end all vaccine mandates.
Woohoo.
Oh yeah.
What I'm most excited about is an announcement that we're going to make. We're making now is that the Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Wow. That is amazing. Can I just first say, too, though, that is the whitest black guy I've ever
Every
seen.
last one.
He's light skinned. Light skinned.
The whitest black guy I've ever seen in my life. I think I'm blacker than him. Zach definitely is blacker than him.
You hear that applause? You hear that applause? That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
shit.
amazing. That's amazing.
And let me just quickly show you, as I get back to the screen here, to share again. So this man, he proved unvaccinated kids were healthier. They revoked his license. Dr. Paul Thomas studied 3K plus children and found unvaccinated kids had fewer doctor visits and better health outcomes. And here's the data that revealed. Look at this. Fever in the vaccinated, 9.1 times higher. Ear pain, 3.4. Otosmedia, 2.9. Conjunctivitis, 2.4. Eye disorders, 1.8. Asthma, allergies, sinusitis, breathing issues, anemia, eczema, urticaria, hives, that's easier, dermatitis, behavioral issues, I ain't gonna say that word. Gastroenteritis. There you go. I got it. All right, I got it.
Just fucking wing it out there.
Eating disorders, but here's the big one. Look at this. ADHD and autism. 0 cases in the unvaccinated group. 0. And I know RFK Jr. also announced that he's permanently removing mercury now from all vaccines. Now,
Awesome.
mercury was, one of the ingredients in thimerosal, which was a big thing in the early 2000s. Everybody was claiming about it. Even the TV show The Shield brought up thimerosal, and they removed it from all the childhood vaccines. But the one vaccine they kept it in was the flu vaccine. So now that is gone as well, and aluminum is going to be gone. So I mean that's really good. But personally, until I see some actual real like crazy data that these vaccines work, I would rather not see any of them. Listen, in life, we're like stuff's going to happen. Pandemics are going to come. You're not going to be able to make vaccines quick enough. It's part of life. And the other thing is that they recently found out in studies that the more you vaccinate during a pandemic, the more capability the virus has to grow into different variants. And those variants then require another vaccine. Do you see what happened during COVID? How many new variants they kept coming up with? And then they were like, oh, we have a new booster shot available. And now a new booster shot. And all you're doing is just taking your money and you're giving it away. Stop giving your money away to these people.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It just goes to show you they already have research. They have research.
Yeah.
They already have the research to show you how damaging the vaccines are.
It's just that
Otherwise,
research was suppressed.
Otherwise, they would not exactly. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that in Florida.
Yeah.
Not at all.
They haven't.
How do you think liberals are feeling about that mandate being gone?
I mean, I'm kind of upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
That it's
I
not
think we need
happening
more
in California?
vaccines. No, I mean that we actually need more vaccines. We need vaccines for retardedness and.
I don't think the vaccine cancels it out. I don't think it's
There's
like
no
you get a vaccine, you
There's no
become retarded, you take
vaccine, no
another
anti-venom.
vaccine, you're unretarded. I don't know about that.
You have to. No, there's nothing.
You guys remember liberals started the anti-vax movement, right?
Oh yeah,
I
they
do.
did, didn't they? Yeah,
They did, and then as soon as we were like, nah, no experimental fucking vaccines for a virus that had a 99%, chance of survival.
99.7% survival rate.
Yeah, almost 100% chance survival. We were like, yeah, we don't need that fucking free vaccine, right?
Yeah.
Then suddenly they're fucking, dude, they pumped up booster after booster. They went
Well,
from
so
anti-vax to eat them up real quick.
Yeah.
Pelosi was there in Chinatown and being like, "This is such a stupid thing. It's so
This is
racist that
xenophobic.
you think,
Come
yeah,
on
blah blah
down,
blah
come
blah
on
blah.
Come on
Come
down.
down to Chinatown. It's not a big deal. It's not that important. It's not deadly. It's like,
I
you know,
know.
it's kind of very similar to the flu.
Oh, let's not forget
Whatever."
about Governor Cuomo. Strategically putting COVID patients in nursing homes and killing off all
I
the
know.
people. And what did that do? That just
Mhm.
raised up the COVID death rate to put more
Yeah.
fear in you. Like,
Yeah.
nothing ever came from that. This guy literally got away with killing the elderly,
Yeah.
and nothing. And the only reason he got out of office was because of like Me Too claims, right?
Yeah.
Sexual abuse claims. Not because
not
he
just-
put
mhm.
COVID patients in nursing homes and killed
It's
off all those
crazy.
people.
Yeah. I mean, not just that, but there was so much fraud.
Yeah.
Stupid fraud. I mean, the
A lot.
majority, there were so many people that just died, not even from COVID. They said
Mhm.
that it was from COVID. It was a hospital protocol because they used remdesivir, which shut down people's kidneys. Okay. And now it caused like turbo colon cancer from the remdesivir. Yes. And then putting them on the breathing machine. I'm sorry.
Ventilators and shit.
Ventilators,
yeah.
yes, ventilators. You know, and there still has been no accountability for that. Thank you, Salty.
No accountability.
None, zero.
And the worst
She
part
said
is
that she's
there's
effing pissed.
zero
That's what
fear
Salty
of
said. She's effing
consequences
pissed.
in our society. Zero fear of consequences.
Because there are no consequences.
There's
Yeah.
the judicial system
no
is two-sided.
consequences.
It's probably three-sided by now, and nobody ever actually gets in trouble like they used to. And so people feel like they can just be fucking crazy, psychotic, do whatever the hell I want type of people, and
Yeah.
it's like a slap on the wrist now.
There's gonna be
Although
some
we're-
consequences to those fucking vaccines. Well,
Yeah.
I do think though there's going to be a time very soon where we don't have an option. We no longer have an option between liberal and conservative.
No.
Like there is no option of one or the other. It has to be one and it
Mhm.
has to be cohesive.
Yeah.
And there is going to come a time of reckoning. And I'm not saying we're going to be the victors, or I'm not saying they are, but there is that time of reckoning, and it is coming in a lot shorter time than people recognize. When I start hearing people comparing Donald Trump to Abe Lincoln, Abe Lincoln, and Abe Lincoln wasn't the greatest president in the world we think he is. He did some nasty
Right.
shit and then came back later and was like, yeah, this is what you're going to approve. You're going to say what I did was okay. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he was wrong by doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm just saying he took the law into his own hands, went against everything that was said, took control, got everything back to norms, and then later basically sanctified everything he did through the Senate and House.
Yeah.
So don't think, we're at that when I start seeing President Trump being compared to him, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, but I do know we're at kind of that crossroads where people are just sick and done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I agree with you. You said it, August. I think we're in the information war
Yeah.
part
Mhm.
of the Civil War. Like
Yep.
it's already here. It's here.
Yep.
It hasn't gotten to the streets, to where it's like not to the streets yet, where we're actually, having to defend ourselves with our weapons, but with our guns. But it's here. I agree.
Well, the
I
first Civil
think
War was only 10% of the population.
Yeah.
I think we're leading more towards the tyrannical government part of it, if I'm being honest. Our Republican majority in the Senate is being clowned hard by CNN even. And the crazy thing is CNN is taking our side. Right?
Mm.
I mean, this guy went on like in a little press thing today, John Thune did, talked about 20 different fucking things, and talking about how, time on the Senate floor, yada, 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 all this. Like he wasn't urging the SAVE Act to hit the floor and be voted on. Everything that he mentioned was less important than the SAVE Act.
Mm-hmm.
And today there's a poll. Black voters 76% support voter ID. White voters 85%. Latino voters 82%.
That was done by CNN.
All support
was.
voter ID. Yeah.
It was.
And John Thune is dragging his fucking feet, trying to keep it from going to the floor for a vote. And what's the fucking reason for that?
Because he's bought and paid for. They have something on him.
Yeah.
They 100%. He's corrupt. He's if not corrupt, they have something on him. He's compromised. I mean, especially with the Epstein. Salty actually pointed out. Did y'all see Epstein? Bill Gates have been planning the pandemic for 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So especially with everything that's everything that's being revealed with the Epstein, whatever our worst thoughts are starting to become confirmed. I think it's the same thing as Hollywood. I think the same thing, the same corruption that we see from like the Epstein files from Hollywood is going on in DC.
Yeah.
That's sick. Like whatever they have. I mean, they have it not just on the actors and actresses. They have it on Republicans. They have it on Democrats. It's just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I don't think he's conservative at all. I think he's a fake. Like Rhino.
Neither is Massey. Neither is Massey.
Nah, not at all. He's a Democrat,
Not at all.
motherfucker.
100%.
MTG same way, feminist Democrat. But,
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you're talking on one issue here that almost the entire country agrees on.
Yeah.
And they won't even prioritize it above shit that means so much less.
I know.
So with Scott Pressler and everyone else, John Thune, it's time to get the fucking thing on the floor and get it passed, man.
Let's go. Come on. Yeah.
All right, so we're kind of at the end here.
I thought we had a joke.
But
weren't we supposed to have a joke?
But
all right.
But
But
we have some jokes for you. We like to end on a funny note, or at least add a little humor here at the end, because sometimes these topics can be a bit heavy. So everybody's got to bring a joke tonight. If you want, you can bring a few more. Rachel seems really excited, so Rachel's going to go first.
I like mine.
Hit it.
All right. Why don't skeletons bite each other?
All right, I'm lost.
Because they have no guts.
Oh man. All right. So I'm gonna follow that up.
I love dad jokes.
This one's for Rachel. Rachel.
Okay.
I have a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
Hey, I was quick on that one too. There was like no lag time for me. That was good.
August, what you got?
I like it.
Yeah, so a woman walks into a bridal shop and says, "I need a wedding dress for my 4th wedding." The clerk says, "What kind?" She says, "One with a long, flowing white dress with a beautiful veil." The clerk goes, "Isn't that usually for someone that's a little more innocent, right?" And she smiles and is like, "Oh, I'm innocent. My first husband died of excitement before we could even make it to the honeymoon. My second husband, we got annulled because we got into a fight in the limousine. My third husband was a Democrat. So for the next 4 years, he just sat on the edge of his seat telling me how good it was going to be."
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That was fire.
Yes, August.
That was fire.
You're not gonna be able to beat that, Zach.
No, I can't.
No way.
That was Ronald Reagan, by the way.
Yeah, I could tell.
I believe it.
Tell.
That is so awesome. That sounds like Ronald Reagan. That is so good.
I mean, I like punchlines, and my favorite one is 2 guys walk into a bar. The third one ducks. It's like my favorite punchline ever. Man.
I don't get it.
It worked.
I still don't get it.
Walk into a bar, get it like the bar. She's thinking like, all right, they're going to get some liquor. They're going to get some liquor.
I cooked.
Oh, Rachel's like, wait a minute, now I get it, dude. This is why I need to put that light bulb above her head and then go.
I cooked her with that one last night too.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah,
one.
at night I'm a morning person. At night I'm like, not. I can't even believe it on that.
It's my favorite punchline ever, man. My favorite one.
Salty, I shortened that joke slightly to make it, but it was a little bit longer. But yeah, that's the gist of the joke that he made.
joke.
You can look it up. Like he's on video. He did it on camera. Yeah.
All right, I got one more bonus one because I mean it's classic. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil.
Broken
Who?
pencil.
Forget it. It's pointless. I thought I was gonna get Rachel on that one too.
Dad. Thanks, Dad.
I got that one.
I know I did too.
The dad jokes I can get like.
I know. I
It's
like
the
dad
hard
jokes though.
We got to do a
Oh,
try
yeah.
not to laugh segment sometime. But
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I
I
really
would- I
love
would
what's his
lose.
name.
I would lose it.
I love what's his name. There's a right winger that does that. You laugh, you lose every day, and he is just. It's so good.
That is. Those are fun. We'll
Yeah,
definitely have it in
yeah.
the future for sure.
For sure.
But this is it. Episode 5 is in the books. Thanks, August, for coming as a guest.
Yeah,
Oh no, I
August.
appreciate you guys for having me on. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys anytime
Awesome.
I can. So
Yeah.
We'll
great,
get you on
August.
here again for sure. It was a great episode.
For sure.
Hope everybody. that's
hopefully by
watching
then I'll
enjoyed it.
have the new studio set up, and
Woohoo!
it'll be
Nice.
all black and blue back here, and then you'll be able to see my black American flag there.
Yep.
And your AR.
I got my big one in
Yeah.
the corner. Whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop. There we go.
I see it.
There we go.
Yeah, I actually
Five
like
in the
this one.
book.
This is the no quarter flag. So
Yeah.
like,
Definitely need that in California.
I know.
For sure.
yeah,
And just so everybody remembers, the guy Zach, which he could be above me or below me, I don't know where he is on the screen. He is running for Senate. Please go check him out at Zach for IL. We've posted his website and his X profile on other shows, although we're running a little late here. So you'll have to just watch one of the older episodes if you want to see it, or you can come visit our space on X. We do it live every Thursday and Saturday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So come and join us. And other than that, I mean, that's a wrap. Episode 5. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
yeah.
We'll see you on the next
Yay.
one.
See you on the next one.
Have fun.
Peace.
Bye, guys. Thank you.